Hey, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about Tupac Shakur. Oh my God, I love this man. I'm so honored to be doing this reading. It's not gonna take too long, y'all, because I get to the point in my readings. And when my channel grows and I'll probably go live and stuff, we'll be able to chat and do more details. But since I be working, I can't be a full-time YouTuber, so I kind of have to get to the point. But this reading is going to be about Tupac, Illuminati, all through your body. Well, he say shots like a 12 gauge Gotti, or however he said it. I can't remember, but y'all should listen to his song, and I'm going to link the album, his Machiavelli. And he start, calling himself Machiavelli because similar to what's his name? Not MLK. MLK was docile, but similar to Malcolm X, Machiavelli was a so-called prince who had his motto was that of by any means necessary to get what you need, even if that means sneaking and scamming or just being straight up aggressive. And Tupac said out his mouth that I'm taking that back because it belongs to me. So, as we know, or as some of us know, big fans or fans in general, if you don't know, then stay tuned. But Tupac, his parents were Black Panthers, so they were activists, especially his mother. When Tupac was still inside his mother's womb, his mother was, she was big and pregnant. I can't remember how many months, but she was definitely showing. And the law enforcement came up into the buildings of New York, which she was residing, and they pretended like it was a fire going off and they were trying to get people out the house. And little does she know, Tupac's mother opens the door and there's a gun pointed at her head and her belly. So she has two guns pointed at her and she's taken into custody. The government didn't like the the Black Panther Party and the movements that they were making, and she was heavily involved. Both of his parents were. I believe his father was killed due to that. Oh no, I think he died in a car accident. But you know what? The government and the elites, they're so crooked. They probably did have something to do with his father's death because they definitely had something to do with Tupac's death. See, Tupac was meant to be more than just a rapper, or actor, or entertainer. Tupac was going to get more into activism like his parents. I mean, it was in his blood. Both his parents were Black Panthers, for God's sakes. Like, he was meant for it. He was passionate about it. We can listen to his music. Brenda's Got a Baby. All his music. His music wasn't just, about, any sex, drugs, gun. No. His music had a message. I mean, he had some of those too, but most of his music was very woke, as we call it nowadays. It was conscious. He definitely was going to be like a Kendrick Lamar, who he loves a lot. He has a lot of respect for Kendrick. He can't stand Drake. He cannot stand Drake at all. Um, but yeah, you know what? Now I think about it, and I wasn't told this on the other side, but Tupac most likely walks with Kendrick because anytime I think of Kendrick, it's like Tupac's spirit lingers around. But what I can say is that uh, Diddy had a hand in ushering Tupac to his death. Quite a few people had a hand in it, and the main puppet masters were the elites. Because if you look into Tupac's life, if you watch his documentaries, which I'm going to watch more of, I should have did that to refresh my memory so I can give y'all details and give y'all names. Because everything I'm saying is factual. I know what I'm talking about, but I can't give names. I can't even think of his mother's name right now. But all of this that I'm telling you, I've seen and heard it from his own mouth while he was still alive. So you can go back and watch some interviews and you can watch documentaries and you'll see Tupac did a lot in the community. He had a passion for the black community heavily, for the men, women, and the children. He was already doing activist stuff. He was already talking to crowds of people about the injustices and the poverty and why is the rich getting richer but the poor is getting poorer. You have people out here who don't even have shoes, yet the next person, specifically of a Caucasian descent, they have about 300 pairs of shoes, half of them designer, that they don't even get to wear in a year, if at all. So yeah, he was very passionate about his community, our community. He was passionate about the world, period. He was under a lot of stress. Him being accused of things, people trying to set him up left and right, him not knowing who to trust, him having to cut off friendships and connections that he did enjoy just to protect his mind and peace, just for him to be taken out anyway. I mean, they were determined to kill this man. The government elites, they said, oh no, he talks too much, and they saw what his purpose was and what path he was going to most likely go down, and he had to take him out. And they had to take the man out. And one thing he does regret is talking too much too soon. He wish he would have been more strategic because Tupac was a Gemini. Therefore, they're not gonna bite their tongue. They're an air sign. They say what they mean. They mean what they say. Um, they don't cause trouble. They won't start nothing, but they will get up there with you and they will give you a tongue lashing. Yes, and they have no fear in their hearts at all. They will absolutely get with you. Okay, you will get cussed out by a Gemini. Trust me. So much so to the point where you probably can't even move after being cussed. I mean, you'll be in shock because all of it will be truth. Right? They will tell you about yourself, things you didn't even know about yourself that you weren't even picking up on. So he just would, I won't say regret. That's not a good word for it. He just wishes he would have moved more strategically and didn't allow his emotions to overtake him. Because he had a lot of plans on this earth. He had a lot of things that he wanted to do while alive. He had lots of, and not just his career, but activism. He probably would have given up his career. I won't say entirely, but he would have put his career on a back burner and put it to the side just to focus on activism. He was heavily passionate, very passionate about the community, and he hated the cricket government who eventually took him out. Diddy had a hand in helping that be completed. That's why the case of him, finding his killer. They always knew who his killer was. It was them. They claim to not know who killed them. Like, it doesn't take that long to solve a murder. I don't care if it was the 90s, 80s, 70s, or present day. It's even easier now, so they can't get away with it. That's why they haven't been doing as many sacrifices because it's too obvious now. And the fans want to know. People who love them want to know. Like, yeah, it's much harder to get away with sacrificing people like they used to back in the day, left and right. But yeah, Tupac would have been very, very major. And you see, they have to pay the people who took him out, including Diddy, who helped with setting up the assassination. Diddy, they're gonna pay because not only did they kill someone, they killed a culture. They killed the culture. They killed a movement. They killed a man whose purpose was larger than himself. They killed a man who was essentially supposed to be like another Malcolm X. That's really like Malcolm X and Tupac have so many similarities. Like Malcolm X, they deemed him to be a thug, but he did what he had to do to survive, just like Tupac. Malcolm X, I don't remember if he sold drugs or not. I don't believe so, but I know he used to steal and scam. Tupac was similar. He did whatever by any means necessary to get, and nothing extremely grimy, like not knocking out old ladies and beating them over the head, but like he's stealing most likely from Caucasian people or just selling drugs, whatever the case was, doing what they needed to do, but being put in that predicament to do so. I mean, what do you expect for a person to do when they have to deal with discrimination and poverty? So you mean to tell me I can't get hired anywhere because I'm black, but I need money to survive, and you expect me not to lash out and figure out by any means necessary? And they both had that mindset. Malcolm X and Tupac had the mindset of by any means necessary. They said what they meant and they meant what they said. And so, yeah, I'm sure Malcolm X probably walked with Tupac when he was alive. I know for a fact that Tupac walks with Kendrick. So, and Kendrick is very protected. I don't want to bounce all over the place, but I'm just going to get the messages out. They're very protective over him because, at the end of the day, you can try to kill the person, but you can't kill the mission. So, either way, the mission, whoever starts a movement, it doesn't matter who it is. Either way, the movement will take place. A mission must be completed. So if Malcolm X was taken out and couldn't do it, then it was Tupac. If Tupac was taken out and couldn't do it, then it's Kendrick, and so on and so forth. So the elites swear they can just take people out and kill them left and right, thinking they're gonna kill off any plans of what's supposed to that's destined to happen. They better think again. All they're doing is digging themselves a bigger and bigger hole. A hotter spot in hell is all they're doing to themselves because they cannot kill what's meant to happen. You can't destroy destiny. You just can't. So they have to pay for what they did to Tupac and all the potential activists, all of the activists who who lived beyond their potential or were supposed to, or who were practicing activism, because Tupac hadn't quite made it to being able to do what he was meant to do when it comes to activism. Yeah, he was definitely on his way. He was definitely on his way, so they had to pay for taking him out before he could complete what he was supposed to complete. And all the other innocent people whose destiny was stopped, was was stopped, and whose life was taken way earlier than it was supposed to. And that's it, y'all. I'm sleepy, but that's all I believe I wanted to say. Let me see if there's anything else that he wants to tell me, or that he already told me that I can't remember. I will say, y'all, I won't, I won't say I won't let him channel me too much, but Tupac, he play a lot. Like, he think it's funny. He thinks that he's kind of like, he reminds me of the entity Papa Legba. He kind of like a prankster. Like, he's very protective and loving, but he, he thinks stuff is funny. I don't even want to say what happened because it's gonna take me down a tangent. It's gonna take a long time. Oh God, it's gonna take a long time. But I'm gonna try to make it quick. Basically, after me being hacked by and potentially almost being trafficked by the powers that be, because they didn't like what I had to say on social media either. So they hunted me down and was trying to set me up. And I ended up in a behavior health center. So they ended up Baker acting my ass all because I wanted them to look at my phone. I wanted to talk to the FBI and get to the bottom of it. Because I had somebody ask to fly me out to California, and it would the number I had was new on my Google Voice, and I never given it to nobody. Then I ended up getting in contact with a dude I was already talking to, and I was like, "Was that you?" And he said, "Absolutely not," which I already knew. But anyway, I ended up in the institution for a little bit, for a few days. And Tupac thought that shit was funny. I'm like, this is not funny. And the whole time, it was him and Aaliyah were protecting me. I believe if y'all check out that video I did on her, I have to update it. Because that video, I'll do what happened to me in that mental institution. I'll go further into it. But that's all I wanted to say. I'll do the next video about the spirits on the other side protecting me. Because apparently, I know for a fact I was meant to be an actress. I had so much passion for it. But, it's just too many devils in Hollywood, so that might not ever happen. It might not be worth it. So with that being said, the people on the other side, they can see what I was meant to be and supposed to do, so they kind of linger over me as we're kind of a part of. They're like my soul family. So yeah, yep. All right, y'all. I'm tired. I probably sound all over the place, but yeah, Tupac he played too damn much. He's kind of like a little kid that played too much, but he won't let you look crazy because next thing I know, I remember when I got out the institution, I'm like, man, y'all got me out here looking crazy, even though I clearly saw on the phone that it was an inappropriate person messaging me. So when I checked the mail, right, a few days after I got out of the behavioral health center, I see that my phone company at the time, Cricket, sent me a letter in the mail saying how there were cyber criminals hacking into my account. Yep. My credit card company sent me something saying how my information was breached and a whole bunch of stuff. And I wasn't surprised. Before that happened that day, I already felt like I was being watched. I just didn't know how. But stay tuned. I'll tell y'all what happened very soon. So, but that's it for this reading, and that's all I have to say about Tupac Shakur. He may not physically be here, but he is still here.